Please. We are out of time.
Može pitanje?
Može?
Ja bih volio gospodina da reče da li on to patentirao.
Da li je gospodin to patentirao? Saša, molim ti.
Patentiramo, ja ljudi suradnju da Hrvatsko patentira.
Da li je patentirao ljudi koji suradnju u Hrvatskoj?
Nobody should have the right to patent the plan, including the American government.
You mentioned 60-gram therapy. How many drops is that and how many days?
Well, if you go to our website, the dosage instructions are right up there. If you look, if you want to know how many drops there are in a gram, there's roughly about 25 drops from an eyedropper to make 1 gram. So you'll have to multiply that by 60 to get the number you're looking for. But the dosage instructions are all on our website.
Hi, do you have any information or experience with mixing the hemp oil with the butter? Because there are a lot of films on YouTube with doing that.
I know that well, a lot of people are mixing it with olive oil, butter. There's all types of different ways to do extraction. But all of them, when I produce this oil, I produce it in the purest form possible. I don't want it mixed with butter. I don't want it mixed with olive oil. To me, that's just watered down hemp medicine. You know, you want medicine in its purest form.
Dignite ruke ako želite, stavite ruke, izvolite.
For psoriasis, with what do you mix the oil for external use?
Tinctures work very well.
It's very thick.
Well, I mean, you can mix it with any good skin cream. Mix the oil in with any good skin cream and treat psoriasis. But I like to use
You have to heat it up a little to make it softer, the oil, I mean.
Well, no, because the oil is a thick grease.
Yeah.
But if you're going to mix a tincture up, or if you're going to mix it in with skin cream, then you're going to have to heat it up a little bit. And the same as when you take a small jar of alcohol, heat it up like with water, put it in warm water to heat it up, and then pour some oil, a small amount of oil in it, and that gives you your tincture. And if you just drip it on with an eyedropper, like 1 drop will spread out to an area about that big. It'll spread out over a big area. So it can save you oil that way. But for severe psoriasis, I've had people that had psoriasis on their elbows just use it topically, and it actually took it and cured it. But if you've got severe psoriasis, topically and ingesting. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the next.
Zanima me kako se manifestira to ulje na transplantirane organe. Pošto smo tu ipak vezani na neke lijekove bez kojih ne možemo.
Well, actually, I've had very little experience with organ transplants. Basically, like I said, if you take the oil, you can rejuvenate your own vital organs and you can avoid the transplant. But, I mean, people that have other people's organs in them, they're going to be taking anti-rejection drugs for the rest of their lives. But I think the oil would be very, I can't swear, but I can't see why the oil wouldn't be very beneficial.
I'm interested more in this political or cultural settings. I mean, you've been into this thing for a long part of your life, so to speak. And what do you think? What is necessary to get the political and cultural acceptance of this thing going on? I mean, this is all like we're illegals and we have to have some kind of paranoid thing going on. What would be the proper way to get this on a acceptable level, so to speak?
Well, the system that's been controlling this world, really they're being surrounded, by the truth. And even people within the system are starting to sell the system out because they know this medicine does work, and we all do deserve the right. But what I see here in Croatia, I've seen several marches when I was in Zagreb, thousands of people marching because they didn't like this form of government, they didn't like the other form of government, but they had no direction. Well, this is the direction. Here's a medicine that can give you jobs, put millions of people to work, heal the population. You know, I mean, if enough of us are standing there screaming it at our governments, they have to give it to us. It's our right. But I mean, right now, it's a matter of building up the numbers of people we need. And we have to have the people that know what the truth about what this plant can really do. But that day is coming quick.
Ja bih imao samo jedno pitanje. I sad je u stazi gde je ušao u kosmu.
I've got good news for you. Wait. As far as I know, I mean, I've treated a great number of people with prostate cancer. I've treated a great number of people with your condition. I've never lost one. Get on the oil. Stay away from the medical system and their treatments. Start taking the oil. Also, change your diet. More fresh vegetables, juicing machines. Get your body's pH up. Natural things like eating a couple seeds from 2 apples every day. It gives you a good dose of B17. Also known as Laetrile, which has in its own right, has a pretty good track record with cancer. But the oil is what really works the magic. But I like to see people use other natural treatments along with the oil. You know, why not give yourself every chance possible? But your situation should be very curable.
Možemo dalje. Slobodno dižite ruku kasnije.
Just in a question, what about anemia? So low blood cells, does it help produce more or does it just enhance them getting on? My friend has anemia, low blood cells and low iron in the blood.
Well, I mean, the oil gets your immune system working properly again, and it does a lot to balance, you know, your system. Just like I said, when you see people with like leukemia, it brings their white blood cell count down so quickly. Well, the oil will do. The oil wants to make you healthy, and it's going to do it. If you take that oil right, you'll see amazing things.
Do you know that in Croatia there are legal practices that allow growing of 15 plants, legal practices, not laws, allowing growing 15 plants and treats it as a minor precaution. Yeah. A minor, how? Okay, da li znate da je u Hrvatskoj postoje sudske prakse?
Smisla pitanje, crveni Peugeot 206, samo maknite.
In Croatia, okay, I will manage to say it in English. There are legal practices that are allowing some court decisions. Some cases they are allowing to have 15 plants for own purposes and treat it as a minor, not big,
no big offense.
No big offense. So and when it's for the drug dealing and everything, then it could be. But when it's for the medicine,
right,
maybe these practices could be used as a basis for this developing this kind of.
Well, the use of the medicine is the only thing that's ever going to have this plant recognized. You know, the medicinal use will get it legalized. I mean, there are all these hemp activists going around blowing pot smoke in people's faces. That's never going to legalize it. But when you see somebody cured with cancer or multiple sclerosis, then people see the real benefit. And that, in the end, that will legalize this plant again.
Samo nešto kažem, kad smo pripremali ovaj skup, naravno zanimalo nas i da li radimo nešto što je legalno. Zašto nije patentirano? Ako patentiraš, onda samo ti možeš to raditi. Ako patentiraš, samo ti možeš to raditi. Samo ti možeš to raditi, ako patentiraš, samo tako. Možda imamo sljedeći problem, ali... Ovo što sam htio reći, da smo provjerovali na policiji, znali smo prekršajni sud, nas nije mogao raditi uopće i zanimljivo, upravo sa prekršajnom smo dobili da imaju par puta su imali da je čovjek neki gajio za sebe i predočio dokaze da je to lijek i onako šokovoću su dopustili, dakle ima slučaja. Mislim da ne piše da je to tako, nego oni to naprave, bar ako je jako jasno na svoju moralnu odgovornost. Prosto što sam htio znati. Možemo još sekundu, jer je dosta važno pitanje.
I'll speak in English. Dakle, sudovi donose odluke prema zakonima ili prema nekim donesenim odlukama od strane sudova. Dakle, ako postoji odluka koja je donesena, u Hrvatskoj takve odluke postoje i razni su od 3 do na kraju 15 zbirki, onda se obrana može pozvati na taj slučaj koji je, dakle, to će kao tretira se kao bezmičajno djelo. I postoji presedan, postoje odluke na koje se obrana može pozivati i onda u tom slučaju zapravo nema posljedica. Postoji proces, ali nema posljedica. Onda djelo.
Ovako, možemo sa tim oljem liječiti alergije razne, tako?
Oh yes, it's a very effective treatment for allergies. I've had many people that had severe allergies that swelled up in big blotches and they would bleed. Go on the oils, it took care of all of the allergies. One thing I wanted to mention to folks here, if you're desperate and you have to go looking to try to buy some of this material, now the best prices I've heard of here in Croatia is around $3,000 a kilo. But if you have a loved one that's dying, from what I understand, if you go to Bosnia, you can buy a kilo for somewhere around 500 or 600 euros.
Znači, koliko je potrebno biti za 60 grama ulja?
Depends on how big you grow them. I mean, I've seen plants that had a kilo on one plant grown outdoors. Some strains will put on tremendous amounts of weight. But like indoor crops, they usually only grow the plants about this high. So it will take probably maybe 15 or 16 of a kilo. Now it would probably take about 30 of these small plants from indoors. But in the great outdoors, these plants can become huge.
Interesira me ovako, rak pluća da očekujemo. Rak pluća i šizofrenija.
If you haven't had any chemo or radiation, by all means don't take any. But when we get these people that have taken, even with lung cancers, if you had no chemo or radiation, there's a very good chance you can beat your disease. But you have to get on the oil. I would suggest that you use a vaporizer. Vaporize it into your lungs, but eat the oil too. Do both.